Pretty wild day, guys. As everything's going kind of pretty much according to plan, except that I expected us to open lower. We ended up declining lower in the early morning, but I expected us to open lower and have a move higher and then decline. So a little bit off in that regard, but other than that, this is pretty solid. We sideways rotation establishing support at a higher price level, a trough right around the open, and then we have this move to the upside. It's advised not to be. I'm advised not to chase it. And it looks like there you go, turns around. That's a sideways S formation. Down, up, down. Sideways S formation. Okay, so that's pushing the upper end. There's the range, pushing the upper end of the range higher. Don't chase the rally, decline into a trough. That's at right around 10. And then there's another move to the upside. That's the gain card. We're kind of in no man's land. We probably have a low ahead of us, like very, very shortly. And then more rally into a higher price level. But there's like a high and a low here midday. It's pretty tricky, and another high low at the end of the day. Now those could be highest highs and lowest lows, or they could just be peaks and troughs. My sense is that we end up higher at the end of the day, so overall bullish, but with peaks and troughs along the way. Like there's probably a low for the day here, or close to a low for the day, I should say midday, because the low for the day was probably here first thing in the morning. Hey, Ellen. Morning. So we're kind of like right in this area here, 10:30ish. Even this trough here that we have around like 11 to 12, that forms when we have a decline through multiple supports. Even that trough has a really big move to the upside towards the end of that hour, like right before 12 o'clock even. So I don't know how much of a decline there will be there, but we should have like we'll probably come back down to like price levels around here at least, I'm guessing. Um, Probably around here, 454-ish, 455-ish, maybe a little lower. Will Songbird SGB go back to its all-time high in 2024? Is that a coin? I don't know that one. Wow, that's some drop right there. That's like how almost all altcoin charts look, by the way. If you guys haven't noticed, we've looked at quite a lot of altcoin charts. They almost all start off like this. So you should never, don't be the guy that jumps into a brand new coin like day of. Just don't be that guy. I mean, look at it, right? So does it hit all-time highs in 2024 again? Or return to all-time highs? So that's roughly 45 cents, roughly. I think it's a little lower than that. Oh, nice. That's Fibonacci. So I just learned where to get that. But all I want is a horizontal line that I don't have to like spend my time making sure is horizontal. Doesn't TradingView do that? I mean, come on. Otherwise, I have to like waste my time making sure I'm horizontal like perfectly. That's just silly. Give me a horizontal line. Come on, TradingView, you should know better. Anyhow, so I got a no for that. Will it recover at all? What would you consider recovering? Like what price level, Alan? Are we talking like 7 cents? Are we talking 9 cents? Are we talking 17 cents? What do we mean by recover at all? Man, I always feel like I spell highs wrong. Like sometimes I feel like it has an ES, and sometimes I'm like, there's no ES. It's not. It's just S, right? Yeah. Looks like it does revisit 8.5 cents though. Let's see 10 cents. It looks like it's 8.5 cents, that resistance right there. All right, so there we go. That's definitely the ruin, and this should be revisited um, I mean, not revisited. I'm thinking about the last question. This should be followed by a big move to the upside, probably increasing with momentum until we see a high probably midday. A little early, so maybe a little bit before midday. Okay, so we either rally right into a high and then there's another low around 1, or we rally, there's a drop, and then another rally into a high there between 1 and 2. It's really kind of mixed here. Oh wow, and I missed this little tidbit right here. So there's another low at 3 o'clock before a high at 4. But this is definitely that late morning trough that we have indicated by the correlation to the low card here in the red highlight. I hope people got out of those long positions for a small loss, like I suggested yesterday, and didn't hold it because they wouldn't have gotten that an opportunity. It's just gone lower here. Yeah, yeah, definitely. So this was the abundance card for sure. And then we're going into this kind of decline overall. It's interesting though because that 1 day chart is really mixed. It's kind of like some wacky terrain between the abundance card and the satiety card, sort of really, really kind of wacky no man's land area. But remember, guys, we're going to see the filling of this gap right here, this gap right here, and this gap right here at some point in the not too distant future. These will need to be covered to fulfill classical technical analysis. I guess it's a theory, so they don't have to, especially if it's retrograde. But I would be shocked if they don't. If you know how to if you know how to trade around a gap, like gaps provide a big opportunity for people that have patience. You're welcome, Ellen. Well, this may actually turn into just a. No, I think we'll probably see a turnaround here. This ruin is indicating not to be misled. Although that ruin does take place around 1 o'clock, really. It actually, based on the time of day, it's not even 11 o'clock yet, so we're so far ahead on this ruin card. We might actually see more decline here. It's a little difficult to determine, but before 12, we should have a turnaround and a big, like a notable move higher, like a prominent move. It'll stand out like this move stands out going to the downside. There should be a move to the upside near 12 o'clock or starting around 12, near 12. Hey, Nature's Well. Do I expect we're going to have a tether related event? Any tether related events like a huge decline due to regulations? So you're asking if altcoin? Are you asking specifically about SGB? Or are you asking if altcoins are going to be impacted by this by tether? And then what do I see for Bitcoin on the first? Overall, the Knight of Wands is a bearish card. You start off with a rally along a diagonal trend line. It ends with a fast sudden move higher, and then a breakdown through that diagonal trend line. But we do have what appears to be cross correlations to highest highs for the month, at least first highest highs for the month in December, like highest highs thus far. On the second, and a lot of price change involved around an important support level on a multi-day scale. Will Tether collapse? I would be shocked if that was a yes. Tether's supposed to be one of the ones, at least in my recollection of my readings, it's one of the ones that's going to be kind of like adopted most popularly. Whoa. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like it does actually. I got 4 yeses in a row. Oh, maybe that's what I saw for the government related. Let me take a look here. I know I did Tether, so where is it? Well, that is strange. I know I did tether. I'm not seeing my tether reading. That's so weird. I'm positive I did one. Wow, it's not even in my tracker. Weird. Maybe I didn't do one. I really feel like I did a tether. Oh, I'm gonna check like this. Let's see. Nothing for USDT. That's so weird. I have like this strong memory of doing USDT, but I'll add it to my list. Yeah, see, we're kind of like bottoming out here. If we went lower, though, I would not be surprised. But I think we're probably turning around. We're kind of like in the midst of like this move from the downward move to an upward move, kind of like their transition there. But we're definitely a little early. So the sequence of events has been pretty accurate. But because you take into account the death card is the correlation to this yellow, indicating the decline from that push higher. But we're kind of like in no man's land. We could either go lower or higher in the immediate future, because we've got a high for the day and the low for the day in the like within the next hour. Excuse me, within the next 2.5 hours. Oh, we're not. We weren't talking about theta though. Nature's well. We were talking about USDT tether. Hey B. Indeed, it does. Powell is speaking tomorrow. Do you know what time he's speaking? Probably around noon. Is it around noon? Because you've got the Ace of Discs here and the Knight of Swords, and when you combine the two, it could be a male leader talking about uh, economics or finance. And that takes place here between like 11 and 1. Okay, so here's that really prominent move higher that I was discussing happening shortly. It's taken place. If we turn around here, though, I don't think we will, but if we were to turn around at these price levels, I would say it's going to be a definitively bearish day. I don't think we're going to, though. I think we'll go higher here for a bit. All right, guys. Do I see a decline after Powell's speech? It's kind of mixed, but yeah, there's a decline approaching. I think we have the high for our first highest high for December on the 4th, or 4th or 5th. Actually, it looks like it's the 4th. Interesting. Yeah, it looks like it's the 4th. So we should see another drop not too far after this peak that we're creating here. Another drop. Uh, it's a little tricky. It's a little tricky. Well, there's a couple things you could do. In the midst of this move higher, you could open up a short for a day trade and close that short at a key support level when we decline into a key support level, probably close to 1 o'clock. Around that same time, you could open up a long and probably close that long at the end of the day, but that's a little risky because we've got this trough here around 3 o'clock. But with that said, guys, I'm going to roll. I'll be back down around 3 o'clock. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, you know what to do. Follow that rule of karma. On the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders, 5% forward to one of these charities, 5% backwards to the channel, leaves you at 90%. Make sure to spend that money out of love. As long as you follow those rules, my friends, you're an angel investor of the channel. The universe is going to send it back to you tenfold. Also, to all my repeated angel investors, those following the rule of karma regularly, look out for an email. We haven't sent it out yet, but sometime during probably before Monday, we'll be sending out an email to all of the angel investors of the channel with a private link to a private Discord voice chat channel for Rule of Karma followers, angel investors, in other words. So look out for that if you're one of those individuals. And blessings, my friends. I'll see you guys around 3.